those Panadol passes. The amount of tyre shake these cars can produce. So still to see a funny car get down the racetrack, but two of the dragsters have got down nicely in the 5-second zone.
Probably these conditions, hot, humid, a lot of water grains, as we were talking about before, will suit the dragsters. Debbie Reed in the All-Star Batteries entry. And Rick Gorsey, how nice is this car in the Aeroflow livery?
These conditions won't worry Deb. A lot of experience.
Away, hit a shake for Debbie Reed.
And for Gorsey.
Oh, Reed with a hands full! No!
Oh.
That is disastrous.
Wow, that was 2 or 3 massive hits for Deb. Well, it looks horrific, but that's what the car's meant to do. It's meant to brake like that, as long as that safety cell remains intact. Gorsey's on the scene.
Rick Gorsey, obviously concerned for his fellow racer, and this is when you count and are grateful for the safety mechanisms in these cars.
And the safety crew, they were on that in a flash. The car had barely stopped. Ambulance on its way down there. Aaron Hambridge, Stephen Ham, they're concerned as well. And the whole Reed All-Star Batteries team heading down there. But this is a nervous one. Looked like to me, Dean, that, I mean, I think something got on these tyres. Let's have a look.
I'm just trying to process what's happened here at high speed. The speed trap showed 360 kilometres an hour, and there is a mist coming out.
Yeah. Big one.
On the right rear side.
Oh, she's on the throttle. She was on the throttle before that second hit.
What a drive job initially, too, to avoid her fellow racer.
Well, it wanted to get into Gorsey's lane. This is what it looked like from Rick Gorsey. This should be big. There's that rattly short shift to get into the second gear as quick as possible. Reaches for the chutes.
Gary Phillips, who's an icon, isn't he, Chad, in this category, has told us that is a huge impact. That's the second impact. Debbie Reed already had the first one, that these cars are on such a fine line. Still high RPM.
You could hear her on the throttle before that second hit. That was...
Feedback we have at the moment is good news, promising news, that Debbie Reed is responding to the safety crew, the crash crew down there in the braking area.
Front half of the car ended up in the gravel trap. That is amazing. Here we go. On that right rear, there is definitely a haze of oil. And it...
Again, mindful of the other racer.
Yeah.
Such a veteran. Our thoughts are with her, her family, her team.
Look at that right rear tyre flapping around.
It is a vicious crash.
But it did break in all the right areas, in front of the footbox, behind the driver compartment. Oh, man.
You want the energy. You're talking about it before, Chad.
Yeah.
You want everything else to break down and fall away from the car. That driver compartment is key. So keep that intact.
Looking at the back of Gorsey's car. Now, he was on the brake so hard, he's lifted the whole rear of the car off the ground. That's what he's had to do to avoid Deb and all the wreckage. And that car is... Well, that's one of the biggest wrecks you'll see in drag racing.
Husband Steve Reed, of course, just ran moments before this in the ambulance with Debbie Reed. As we said, we can confirm she is responding to the safety crew down there, and that is promising news. But a tough break, and we move on. It is hard to move on after something like that.
Spare a thought for Dennis Byth, sitting in the same lane, similar dragster, looking right down the path where he just saw a massive accident. Him and Canuli are going to hit it out this first round of qualifying. We'll bring you news on Deb when it comes.